deaths daily. We had a full shutdown. Now, there were, of course, places that did not shut down.
Beaches.
But at its peak, we had a full fucking shutdown. We are currently moving towards 3,000 deaths. I think yesterday we had 2,600 deaths. And this is
cool
before the Thanksgiving spike. In areas where there were 2,800, sorry. No, it was 2,600 yesterday. I think it's 2,800 over 3K yesterday. Some are saying over 3K, some are saying 2,800. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's going to be 3,000, give or take.
I won't leave you after the election, buddy.
Oh, sorry, you're right. 2,600 the day before, 2,800 the day after that, and yesterday I think we passed 3K. Never mind. And the problem here is we had fucking shut down at that point, or we were shutting down at that point in like peak areas, in areas where there was so much going on, like California, New York. These are places that we had shut down. Okay, there were relatively few cases in other areas, but now it's all across the country. It's all across the country. And these are areas that will not shut down no matter what. Florida will not shut down no matter what. Texas will not shut down no matter what. Like, these are places that North Dakota, South Dakota, refusing to shut down no matter what. And we are in this unique situation now where the Thanksgiving numbers have not come in yet. I need you to understand this. Like, if you think that the Thanksgiving numbers are in, they're not in yet. The surge in transmission is measured in wastewater in Boston. I don't know how they do that, but I guess DITP viral RNA signal. Like, there's going to be 2 to 3 weeks. There's going to be 2 more weeks, like a week more. There's going to be at least 1 more week until we start seeing COVID cases land people in the hospital. Okay? So hospitalization rates are going to increase in the upcoming week. Then after that, we're going to start seeing deaths a month after. Okay? So we haven't even hit it. And we're going to hit the peak on Christmas.
Hassle.
And then you also have holiday season travel too. So it's really dark, folks. It's really, really dark. There's going to be a second spike on top of the spike, especially considering the reality that when we were hitting 3K a day, we had at least a big shutdown, and we did not do that this time around. Fuck, I forgot to run an ad. I'm going to run it right now. I apologize, but top of the hour, I have to run an ad. I'm going to keep talking about this. If you want an ad-free broadcasting experience, you can subscribe for free with your Twitch Prime. Fuck. Here is the ad.
At Hasanabi, are you talking bad about taxes? Stop.
It's getting bad in Alabama. We have a low capacity in the best of times, and we've constantly been near the limit the entire year. Now we're seeing a massive skyrocket of cases and no action from local and state officials. I'm really worried about my family. There's a lot of people with compromised immune systems. Yeah.
I know this isn't what you're talking about right now, but after the Armenia-Azerbaijan war, I was reading more about Turkey's relationships. One was wondering what your views on the Kurds and Cyprus situation are. 2
different family members on a vent now. Wish my family good luck when we need it. Healthcare is more dangerous than being a cop. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Have you seen Steven Crowder being transphobic towards Elliot Page? Pogo.
No, I haven't seen it. Torontonian here. The Canadian Thanksgiving numbers didn't come in until about 3 weeks later. We also had Halloween around that time, which caused even more cases to fall in 2 weeks. Yeah. And remember, if you have less cases overall, then there's less starting number. There's a smaller starting point for exponential growth. In America, we already have more cases than anywhere else. So we have a bigger starting point for exponential growth. So that's why, like, you know, a fucking 7 times increase in Australia literally means 7 new cases, but a 7 times increase in America would mean fucking half the country has COVID. You know what I mean? There's a company that tests wastewater for COVID RNA. The Metro Boston area sewers all go to a wastewater treatment center, Deer Island, where they take samples. Yeah, I guess. And apparently, Massachusetts is not planning on any more COVID restrictions and warns of clusters in houses of worship. Governor Charlie Baker said Tuesday that Massachusetts is not planning any additional COVID-19 closures or restrictions.
Holiday season. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Shannon Malaire. Governor Baker putting the focus on houses of worship today, saying that these are places that attract large gatherings, of course, and typically they should. But this year is one like we've never seen.
Dude, local news is so stupid. Typically they should. Like, why?
Before, with more than 30 COVID clusters stemming from those houses of worship and those clusters leading to hundreds of cases. That's where our team coverage begins tonight with NBC 10's Abby Nisgoda. She's at the State House where Governor Baker is once again asking everyone to make changes and stay the course.
The governor says he's not asking you to avoid religious services, but the data doesn't lie.
Okay, this is idiotic. Like, religious services, you gotta fucking talk to God from home, okay? That stuff is ridiculous. Like, come on, dude. If we're talking about fucking, like, small business owners and, like, restaurateurs and bars and people that work in them, that's one thing. Like, those people truly are suffering. There's no fucking financial help coming for them. It's not like they're massive mega corporations. But you're being a fucking baby if you're like, hey, I need to talk to God. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Are you crazy? What do you got, an antenna on top of the fucking roof of the church or mosque or synagogue? Is that how you fucking communicate with God better? Sorry, there's no coverage at my place. It's like a fucking Faraday cage. I can't talk to Allah from my apartment. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Pogo.
Man, this shit is so fucking annoying. I mean, seriously, like, listen, I'm no fucking r/atheist Andy. You guys already know this. I defend religion. Perhaps too much in the eyes of my audience, but fuck me, this stuff is so stupid, dude. Get the fuck out of here, you pathetic little shits. Oh no, I gotta fucking talk to God from church. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, no, I'm not asking religion nuts to fucking say religion is bullshit. That's not it at all. The fuck do you mean? Like, there's no part of your religion that dictates that, like, you literally have to fucking... Mate? You literally have to get together no matter what the fucking time is. If there's, like, a serious threat of community spread, like, you don't have to fucking get together. Do it on Zoom, bitch. Okay? Talk to fucking God through your televangelist on fucking Zoom. Like, there's an actual necessity for school, which is one argument. Like, there's an actual reason why, like, some of these fucking businesses are in a state of disrepair where they're going to be fucked if they shut down again because they have no money. But, like, the church is not one of these places. Like, tax-free, you're fine without your congregation for a little bit. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, is it really that? It's got to be that, right? Like, some of these, and by the way, there are plenty of fucking incredible pastors and reverends out there and imams and shit that aren't, like, doing this psychopathic nonsense and, like, agitating to make sure that, like, they can keep tithing like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? But there's also, as is the case with every group of people in every industry, wow. I know that I'm sure that there are plenty of churches where reverends are like, oh no, we need to keep collecting donations. I still go to the gym too, and I feel guilty about it sometimes, but you could make a case that you can work out at home. You know what I mean? No, absolutely. Absolutely. If LA closed down the fucking gyms and everything else, I would be understanding.
This month.
Okay? You absolutely can work out from home. It fucking sucks, but you absolutely can work out from home. The difference is I'm not going to an indoor gathering, and I'm also not even advocating for an indoor church gathering. If you can do it outdoors, then go ahead. If you can do it as you practice social distancing and mask wearing and you fucking listen to God on the parking lot of the church, then go off king. But they don't want to do that. They want to do indoor gatherings. And that's fucking crazy. It's nuts. I work out on top of a parking lot, guys. It's not like I fucking work out indoors. I would not work out indoors right now. There's no reason we can't have service at home. LMAO, so many evangelicals are claiming that they're being oppressed because they can't go to service, but it's such bullshit. Like, people can't go to mosques and synagogues. It isn't all about you. Yeah. Places of worship are basically social clubs and people miss the human interaction. Yeah, no, I understand that. Hey, do you want to know the quickest way to get back to normal? Just suck it the fuck up for a couple weeks. There are people who are suffering way worse than you. Okay? Just, you're not fucking oppressed that because you can't go to church on Sunday and gather. Okay? And you know, gossip a little bit at the pew about what everybody else is doing in the community. Like, stay the fuck home, stupid. It's one of those things that's so dumb. Like, you absolutely can communicate with God from anywhere, okay? God doesn't have fucking 5G. He's got 10G. And if you want the sense of community, you can absolutely do a fucking Zoom meeting with the rest of your fucking church.
In the US is worth it for us.
Like, even with the gym shit, you can work out from home, but it's not the same. You don't have the fucking equipment and shit. Most people don't live in, like, big apartments. What are you going to do? How are you going to work out in your fucking apartment if you live in a studio? So even in that circumstance, it's not a one-to-one comparison.
I'm sorry, God. You're breaking up. I'm in tunnel.
My parents want church on Zoom, haha. The church's haul may have reached or even exceeded 3.5 billion, making a global religious institution with more than 1 billion followers among the biggest winners of the U.S. government's pandemic relief efforts. Catholic Church lobbied for taxpayer funds and got $1.4 billion. Nice, dude. Nice.
I've been here from the jump, but just getting to a 1-year badge.
I'm Hindu, and our temple priest switched to live streaming his daily and evening prayers several months ago. It was not a big deal. You can still pray at home and listen and watch his live stream. We live in a very modern era with all kinds of digital tools. Yeah,
the
like...
biggest thing I'm worried about is if Trump tells his Proud Boys to take their guns and fight for him in a revolutionary sense.
Wait. I think these people are terrified of being alone. Christianity is so paradoxical and fucked up that it's going to drive these people nuts to be at home alone with their genitalia. Oh dear Lord, I don't even want to think about that. I got my hands and my penis. I'm alone with my thoughts, with my impure thoughts. Be cranking out my hog 4, 5, 6 times a day.
Stance on COVID. They have been open every week. They legally could and have never instituted any mask.
I work out at home and have an exercise bike. You can definitely work out at home. Just buy the small bikes. Yeah, no, totally. Tell the fucking dude living in a studio apartment with his couch bed that, just make some room for your fucking $500 exercise bike. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You're not considering so many people. It's not a one-to-one comparison. Like, it's literally not a one-to-one comparison. You can talk to God from anywhere you fucking want. You can't fucking work out from home in the same way that you could potentially work out from the gym. Like, regardless, though, you should and can work out from home if it gets to a point where, like, you can't be outdoors and you don't have the opportunity to work out outdoors. Even right now, you should work from home. The only difference is, at least I'm fortunate enough to live in Los Angeles where are you absolutely kidding me? You can run in place? You're such a hypocrite. This is so dumb. I've told my religious mother she'd stay at home from church, but now I'm concerned she is going to get radicalized by one of those televangelist nutheads. What do? Find a decent... Like, there's, like, non-denominational Christian churches and shit that do these sorts of televised briefings. You could potentially use a good pastor to literally de-radicalize your mom. Just look for, like, a progressive pastor. And child block the shit out of those sick freaks the weirdo televangelists. If you have the opportunity to child lock and apply parental controls to your fucking, no, I didn't say non-binary pastor, I said non-denominational, and there are progressive pastors out there. You just gotta find them. You could literally help her get de-radicalized. Bro, these guys been asking white nationalist Omegle Joker. I'm gonna deny you, I think. I don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't care. Are you it? I totally 100% agree with you, but I think people going to church also want to hear the priest speak, the choir sing, and have communion, but obviously you know that. Yeah, but that element of communal gathering and community is no different than saying I need to go to fucking, like, it's like saying I need to go to a concert. You know what I mean? And if you were to say like, oh well, I need this concert, everyone would laugh at you. But because it's like there's a religious element associated with it, you can't fucking criticize it. And it's so stupid. My step-uncle is a very left-leaning pastor from a non-denominational church. He wed me and my wife.
God's 10-gram stream.
I know conservative Christians ignore most of their religion, but Jesus made a pretty big deal about organized mass being unnecessary. You're just supposed to have a relationship with God. It's not about making a show of it. Yeah, of course. But that's what it is. Church gatherings are that, okay? It's a fucking flex, dude. It's to see who the heathens are in your community and to show the rest of the fucking country how godly you are. Okay? Like, it's just a flex. It's also the church's opportunity to gather as much money and as like, you know, generate revenue for itself. It's a fucking racket. Facepalm, it really is not like that at all. No understanding of Christian teaching. Man, on a normal situation, go and fucking, you know, eat the tablet and drink Jesus Christ's blood and fucking eat his flesh all day, okay? Do it. Make a whole fucking meal out of that, okay? I don't give a fuck. But these are not normal times. Like, you're being crazy. Vor religion? Yeah. A wafer, whatever.
Do you know about my friend Jesus Christ?
The studio apartment guys can at least try to accommodate. They can easily buy a gym bike if it doesn't work out. They have a 90-day fiance return. This isn't that hard. Okay, fuck you.
Hassan Miso's parents used to go to a mega church in front of Disneyland. They watch this guy from television. He still asks for hella money though. It's great.
Wait. If that means changing your address in the next 2 months or so be it. I'm doing it. I'm moving to Georgia. Our 6 investigations revealed deleted video of a Florida attorney telling GOP members how to move to Georgia, vote in runoffs. It's illegal.
So be it. I'm doing that. I'm moving to Georgia.
Wait.
2 months.
Doesn't that mean that like what Andrew Yang did is illegal too then?
Poggy's brother, thanks for liberating my mind and body.
Devil's advocate, people in rural areas often don't have the technology to make this happen. Church and other religious communities also play a major factor in mental health and also leads to prevention of suicide, which is more prevalent in rural areas. Okay, here's a fucking counter to your devil's advocate. Wrong. Okay, every single fucking church has technology to fucking put together a Zoom meeting, so you're wrong about that. Secondly, as far as like rural communities, like the ones that would not have that technology are so fucking rural that it doesn't matter if they're literally fucking one another in church because the spread doesn't hit them like that. We're talking about Boston, motherfucker. We're not talking about some Idaho town or some fucking rural place with like 50 people in Wyoming. Okay? If you live there, You can fuck your cousins all day. If you want to do that, you can go do it in fucking church too if you want to. Because, like, COVID's not hitting areas where social distancing is built into your life. Okay? Not in the same way, at least. Jesus Christ. Like, you're making it seem like people are living in fucking cowboy land. You know what I mean? Like, people that say stuff like that have literally never been to the middle of the country or the South. Like, go to Oklahoma. There are places in Oklahoma where there's, like, literally 60 people living in a town. It looks like a cowboy town. What, you think they don't have access to the internet? Of course they do, motherfucker. Like, what are you, crazy? It's like a super mythologized version of the country. Oftentimes, these depictions are created by those who have never, by those who are well-intentioned, but have never been to these parts of the country. You know what I mean? Like, you're just,
we need to,
you're like, it's like the coal miners. It's like talking about coal miners as an industry, like as the backbone of this country's economy. It's like very clear that you have not done the reading, and you're just operating on the hillbilly elegy understanding of America. Like, oh wow, these rural area survivors are whites that need to be studied like some anthropological experiment, and only talked at and talked about in this way. No, fuck that. If you're a hog and you got fucking hog parents, I'm not gonna treat you with kitty gloves just because you live in fucking bumfuck Idaho and you can't get out. Okay, I feel for you. I feel bad, especially if you're in here. But like, well, we know that no one from here is from Wyoming. That's a fact. But like, literally, not a single person from Wyoming watches me, I think. Yeah, fuck JD Vance, dude. Yeah, seriously. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is that, like, there's no fucking, like, babying these people. For a lot of them too, like, they're rugged ass dudes. You don't need to fucking baby them so much. A lot of the normal people that have like reactionary tendencies or reactionary leanings are still people that they cry about dumb shit half the time, but they're still like adult human beings that you could talk to. You don't have to like baby them.
to stand up for President Trump. We know that God's will is President Trump. Look, President Trump is pro-life. He loves America. He boldly says, "In God we trust," and plays "God bless the USA." And he helps the economy recover. He's wise, and this helps the poor people.
I'm not going to say it.
This pastor is a fucking charlatan.
I'm not saying anything. It seems like my guy is figured everything out.
So God's will is for President Trump. On the other hand, we see Joe Biden and the Democrats. They remove God from the Pledge of Allegiance. That means the people following Joe Biden are cursed.
Okay, my dude has a Grindr account. Fuck it. I said it, dude. Traveling past there looking for DL, like, and then some like following racist things like what do they say on, what was like the big controversy on fucking Grindr was like they said like no rights or something, exclude Asian people.
The church my dad works at have stopped all normal gatherings in favor of online alternatives, but unfortunately the restrictions hits really hard on their homeless outreach with food, etc., especially as temperatures drop in Sweden.
No fats, no femmes. Exactly. No, I don't think he cares about that as much. No blacks, no Asians, no femmes. The fish eyes have beheld the deep ones. Oh man, no, he will. Yeah.
If you want to be cursed, then go ahead and defend Joe Biden and the devil. We need to stand up for President Trump. We know that God's will
What is this? Andrews focused on pastoring the nation to reaffirm covenant that the USA serves the Lord with pastors nationwide. And God's judgment was seen by the political side. Jesus makes America great. Save America. Christians of all denominations are invited to freely join the American Christian denomination. The fuck? This dude is super anti-LGBT. Yeah, I can see that. Ay, this is nuts. You get one daily USA prayer email. Very cool.
Devil Pogu.
So this is one of the Rudy Giuliani star witnesses. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Representative said that you can actually show up and vote without an ID. It's shocking. How can you allow that to happen? Like, a lot of people think all Indians look alike. I think all Chinese look alike. So how would you tell? If some Chow shows up, you can be anybody and you can vote. And if somebody with my name, you can't even tell my name. Anybody can vote on my behalf. So ID should be the basic requirement.
Please.
Why are people clapping for this? This is great. This is so funny. Just the India-China conflict knows no bounds. Oh, come on, dude. Oh, isn't it hypocritical of you to support the LGBT community, but also say that the pastor's a grinder account where he's looking for a nameless... Oh, fuck you, man. God damn it. Got me again, you son of a gun.
Hugs.
It's so strange to hear people clap at such idiotic shit. Like, he's not at a fucking comedy club. Like, this is a testimony.
Peepo clap based. Peepo clap based.
Apparently, Rudy liked this part so much he laughed.
Like, a lot of people think all Indians look alike. I think all Chinese look alike. So how would you tell? If some Chow shows up...
Wow. That's so funny. Okay, well... Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising in the least bit. This is the same lady that said white men are the most discriminated group in the country. Dude, people love getting... People... God. Just fucking... Immigrants and like... brown people that are so desperate for white affirmation are so pathetic, dude. It's just so pathetic. It's next level. Yeah, the pick me energy is ugh. It's like you're reeking. You're reeking with desperation. Like it's just oozing out of every fucking orifice. You're like, come on, please. Please, I'm different. Okay? I am different. I'm Bill Dipperly. You see who is this woman? Some fucking rando. That's testifying about the need for why we need voter ID. Trump's star witness.
The poll book.
Yeah, this one's my favorite though.
How many registered voters are on there? Do you even know the answer to that?
No, I guess I'm trying to get to the bottom of this here.
Zero. There's zero.
So, my question then is if the...
Guess how many... Wait. What about the turnout rate? 120%.
Rudy's like, come on, sugar tits. Come on, sugar tits. You gotta dial it back a little bit, okay? Come on. That's how I think Rudy Giuliani speaks. Come on, you're speaking over a man over there, sugar tits.
Let's let Representative Johnson ask his question, please.
So the poll book number, there's two things that could happen here. Either the poll book number,
90-day
if
win.
ballots were counted multiple.
Yeah, the Facebook comment section jumped out on this one, dude. This is what happens when you bring together every fucking like blonde highlighted avatar and everyone that's holding a fucking fish on their profile pictures or in their cars wearing Oakleys that fucking where their skin's like protruding off of the sides of the Oakleys. Like when you bring all those people together and you sit them in front of a fucking microphone, this is basically what you get. Also, I made this joke yesterday, but it bears repeating. This is Agent 47. Like, Representative Steve Johnson has been killed by Agent 47 very clearly. You cannot fool me. Just because you're wearing his outfit that he wore in the morning does not change the reality that I am aware that this is Agent 47 who just put on his outfit and is now talking on his behalf. Weird that no one else is aware of this. And it's fucked up that he's able to do this.
Multiple times. There's two options.
Taking Destiny's joke, permanently banned from this community for admitting that you watch Destiny, but also ever claiming that I have ever stolen a joke from literally the least humorless, the most humorless person on the planet.
Option number one is that the poll book numbers are not going to match.
Stop.
They don't.
The actual. Not by thousands and thousands of votes. That's not what we see right now.
Take a look again. Take a look again.
Option number two is that they essentially were filling in names of people who didn't vote.
Dead people too?
So is that?
Let's
I guess,
let
is that
Representative
your suggestion?
Johnson ask his question, and then when
I
he's
thought that
done,
was his answer. Okay.
Well, I guess that's my question here is why we're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes. That's not the case.
What did you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
I'm just saying the numbers are not off by 30,000 votes. So
I know what I
saying
saw.
That they're filling in.
I know what I saw,
supporting
and I
billionaires
signed
and commies.
something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison.
Dude, the fucking energy, dude. I know what I saw. What did you sign? Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good, dude. Yo, these people are such psychos. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. It's so great. We got to run it.
30,000 votes. So
I know what I
saying
saw.
That they're filling in
I know what I
names?
saw, and I signed something
Can
saying
someone
that if
explain
I'm
to me the
wrong, I
California
can go to
housing
prison.
shortage? Please, I'm so dumb.
Aaron, legal defense is a strange strategy. I said earlier, I'm a bartender that's 100% drunk, like 1 to 3 drinks from getting cut off, kicked out. I think she's probably, it might be benzos. Who knows?
Did you?
okay,
I'm just trying to ask you a legitimate question here.
Yeah, let's let Representative Johnson ask his question, and then don't interrupt him, and then if you want to respond to it, that's fine. And did you have more, Representative?
Yeah, I guess I just want to keep following back up with the poll book. So are we saying that the poll book is either wildly off or that they are filling in names?
It's wildly off, and dead people voted, and illegals voted.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
I think
It's so good, dude.
I keep seeing all these right-side broadcasting live streams where Guglagani is presenting clear evidence of fraud. I figure it's all horseshit, but is this basically Trump and the GOP just continuing to sow discord in the country?
The
Terry
TTS.
Snowproof, right?
TTS read Giuliani
know
as
I can go to
Guglagani. No, it's all bullshit, brother. It's a complete fucking nonsense. The Department of Justice, Trump's very own Department of Justice, has found no evidence that there was voter fraud. They've concluded their investigation. Right side broadcasting can agitate as much as they want, but it literally does not matter. Maricopa County, overall, 1,626 ballots were reviewed. 9 had errors. 6 Trump votes had not been counted. 2 Biden votes had not been counted. 1 Trump vote counted for Biden. Net for Trump would be +6. Extrapolated to 27,869 duplicated ballots in Maricopa County. Trump would gain 103 votes. Biden won Arizona by 10,457. So the point is, like, they do this over and over again. You hearing you say Maricopa County takes back the election week law? Yeah. The point is, like, they do this all around the country, and they can only find like 6 here or there. And because those numbers are so fucking silly overall, they will say things like, okay, well, you know, they'll either use percentages or they'll hide the truth of, like, they'll hide the reality that, like, the numbers we're talking about are, like, not going to make up the difference. there's always going to be errors. Okay? There's always going to be errors. It's what happens. There's so many fucking numbers. There's human error. There could be machine errors that are caught. That's why we have that's why we still have recounts, you know what I mean? But ultimately it's not enough. It's never enough. So you admit wait, what? 300% of Trump votes were thrown out compared to Biden. Oh yeah. That's what that's the funny math there is like they'll say like, well, the overwhelming majority of errors experienced were errors that actually hurt Donald Trump, you know? Like there's one way to look at this, and the way to look at it and massage these numbers is to say that's not how stats work. No. I know that's not how stats work. It doesn't matter. They're not literally trying to fucking do something honest. This is not an honest assessment. This is a dishonest assessment. So the way to analyze this data and like draw out a conclusion that favors Donald Trump is to refuse to look at the totality and is to just look at the percentages. Like the way that you would do this now, you'd say, oh, well,
going to do after January 21st.
Out of all of the ballots that were reviewed, out of all of the errors in the ballots that were reviewed in Maricopa County, okay, 3 times as many votes for Trump were not counted. That's a lot. That's what that dude did just now. That's a lot. You're like, what? That's crazy. So you're not thinking about like out of 1,600 ballots, only fucking 9 had errors. Now you're thinking, whoa, I don't know how many fucking, I don't know how many ballots I don't know how many ballots fucking had errors in them, but it seems like a lot of the fucking, a lot more of the Trump votes were not counted. That's fucking 3 times as much. That's wild, right? That's how you fucking dupe people into thinking that this is like a legitimate grievance. The Department of Justice, this is new stuff too. The official serving as Trump's eyes and ears at the Justice Department has been banned from the building after trying to pressure staffers to give up sensitive information about election fraud and other matters she could relay to the House.
There is an entire course in my stats curriculum that covers the politicization of data and how it can be used to create political narratives and how to spot it.
Policy wants 230 repealed. What the fuck? Why are conservatives like actually advocating to repeal 230? I don't understand. I really don't understand it. Why do they think that they're going to have more power? I guess it's just like they're going to have less power. They don't. It's just to own the libs, literally just to hurt tech companies. This is a great matchup with the drunk woman at the hearing. All right, I'll watch.
Written affidavit. Yes, it is 100% true.
Okay, I gotta pee.
This election is an outrage. It's a joke, okay?
Hold on,
it's
I gotta pee.
abomination. It's like, who do we think we are? And who do you think you are, Seth? Because guess what? You're not.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Why? We're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes. That's not the case.
What did you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
I'm just saying the numbers are not off by 30,000 votes. So
I know what I saw.
Saying that they're filling in?
I know what I saw, and I signed something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison. Okay. Did you?
Okay,
I'm just trying to ask you.
Let me.
You are so afraid, Seth. Like, you are so afraid of what everyone thinks of you, and you're judging them. You should be ashamed.
Wait, who am I judging?
Obama, Seth.
I gave Channel 7 an interview that they tied in to that and made me the witness that's uncredible. Guess what? There's going to be a couple behind me that are going to say the same thing I just said. And
the witness before you was also proven not credible as well by
oh
the
no,
same
she
judge.
wasn't because she wasn't even there.
Representative.
I'm brainwashed.
Open your eyes, people. Hunger, racism, small businesses. It's like, maybe don't.
I was an IT worker on the stage. I was working with Dominion. I had no poll workers were not allowed on the stage. The data loss, nobody would have heard about that besides.
No, Section 230 means companies must remove everything or they will be sued for removing some but not others, but they can also remove nothing and not be sued. No, that's a false interpretation of what Section 230 is. Section 230
formed Eve from the rib of
Section 230 basically says you have ownership of everything that is published on your platform. As in, you can be sued for literally every single thing that's on your platform. Yep. Every single thing. Like, it is a way that companies have had immunity on things that they were able to publish on their platform because it's virtually impossible to fucking control. But if now, hello, someone has referred you to this post because you said something quite wrong about Section 230. I apologize if it feels cold or rude. Okay, whatever. And I could use more sleep. Okay, what is it? What? Once a company that... Wait, is this fucking Pope Hat who wrote this? Also, copy the idea for Ken Pope Hat who wrote, hello, you've been referred to this. It's popular girl chewing bubblegum loud vibe. If you said once a company that like that starts monitoring content, it's no longer a platform or a publisher. I regret to inform you that you were wrong. I know that you've likely heard this from someone else because someone would respect it. If you said because Section 30 websites will have no incentive to moderate. Yeah, that... Wait, no, this is in agreement with me. Oh, no, this article agrees with me. I regret to inform you that you're wrong. Internet companies are sued all the time. Section 30 immediately protects them from a narrow set of frivolous lawsuits in which the websites are sued either for the content created by others, in which case the actual content creators remain liable, or in cases where they're being sued for the moderation choices they make, which are mostly protected by the First Amendment anyway. But Section 30 helps get those frivolous lawsuits kicked out faster. The websites can still do and face lawsuits for many other reasons. So many of the complaints about criminal activity are not about Section 230, but about a lack of enforcement. If you said Section 230 is why there's privacy online, no. If you said Section 230 gives websites blanket immunity, the courts have made it clear that it's not the case. In fact, many courts have highlighted situations where the Section 230 does not apply. From the roommates case, the AccuSearch case, Dovey Internet Brands case. Yeah, like, wait. None of this disagrees with what I've said. I don't know why Ammo, the resident JD in the chat sent this to me. My take, watch the start of the Vox video again. You missed that part. The chatter is right. Maybe I'm misunderstanding this, but Section 230...
I missed the big news. What was the big news?
In the easiest ways to describe, Section 230 gives immunity on certain issues on responding to the idiot who said they were publishers. You are right. Yeah. Section 230 gives you not blanket protection, but of course you can't fucking like I don't know, you can't do illegal shit over and over again on the platform. I'm sure you could still get sued and someone could basically fucking launch a decent enough case against you, but it's somewhat of a liability shield. It's not all encompassing, but it basically says, and I'm going to use an analogy from my Twitch chat. Section 230 is like this. If you currently write, let's say I'm in this argument, my Twitch is Google or Facebook, right? And you are in my Twitch right now. You're my Twitch chat. You write something in the Twitch chat that is fucked up. Okay? You write something in the Twitch chat that's fucked up. It goes past. I don't fucking catch it. And someone is offended by it, or someone is upset by it, and they now want to hold me responsible for allowing that message to get published on his platform, and then you saw it, that you are able to see. Okay? There is certainly an expansion on that because of that liability. there is an expansion on the liabilities that prevents certain lawsuits from going through, like the ones that the Vox article pointed out to, where in the case of the grinder, the grinder and the ex-boyfriend, who was like weaponizing Grinder to like fucking plague his ex-boyfriend basically with random dick in the middle of the day. That and they tried to sue Grinder and they failed basically because of Section 230. But that was a liability shield. That was an expansion on top of that argument. But the problem with Section 230, if repealed, would no longer have this sort of immunity whatsoever. So websites would be plagued by frivolous and legitimate lawsuits non-fucking stop. Like non-stop. Which is a yet another reason for extreme moderation from these websites. It would be like, you know how you talk about like Twitch TOS, for example, and how Twitch is like really rigorous with their TOS application, and sometimes it gets in the way and it like, is frustrating because a lot gets lost in the context. Websites would not want to take that risk of allowing fucking conservative voices to be on that website, especially if they're routinely violating it. Especially if they're routinely violating the terms of service on that website, because everyone does it currently. I fucking violate terms of service all the time on these other websites, technically. They discuss how this could be good for the big guys because small platforms would survive the lawsuits. No, it would be bad for the big guys too. You and the mods can only be so vigilant in correcting Chad's behavior in a reasonable amount of time. Yes, that's why. It's a good faith assumption that platforms are doing their very best to regulate the content that they see, but they're not in a lot of situations. The only thing that S30 says that is platforms are not liable for third-party content on their platform. That's it. The reason why conservatives think getting rid of it helps them is because they think there's a distinction between publisher and platform that hasn't been a part of the law in over 25 years. The actual result of repealing it is that the platforms would err on the side of caution and ban anything that could create liability for them. Exactly. And maybe even in extreme cases, they could even put you under fucking like legal observation before allowing you to tweet, for example. Like if you expand on it in this hypothetical of like what companies could do to prevent someone from tweeting out something that's crazy that would create liability for them, would mean actually stopping you from tweeting anything before they review it, for example. The hilarity in this situation is conservatives trying to repeal Section 230 because they think that they're going to get something out of it, when conservatives are the ones who are routinely breaking terms of service, and therefore, if they were to break terms of service, then all these companies would fucking ban them. Like, why the fuck would they allow these psychopathic QAnon warriors out there when you can absolutely put together a class action lawsuit against fucking Facebook that immediately claps them for even allowing these sort of QAnon communities to congregate on these websites. Same with fucking Nazis on YouTube and shit. Now that might seem good to you, but it's not. That's not. Ultimately, that would be worse overall for the internet, and it would get people like myself off these platforms as well. Trump, on the other hand, is dug in on vetoing the NDAA.
Hassle.
Difficult to see a veto and an override with time left. Could be the first time in 6 decades that the NDAA does not pass. And over tech law, nothing to do with the military. Looks like certain Republican senators are getting cold feet with respect to the termination of big tech Section 230. A national security and election integrity must. For years, all talk, no action. Termination must be put in the defense bill. It's so weird. It's so weird to do this. What about this part of the video? Is this what conservatives actually want?
So the companies faced a choice: clean up their websites and risk getting sued, or go totally hands-off and face no legal consequences. Cox and Wyden didn't like...
Yeah, so here's the thing. That is the implication that either you take a publisher position and do liability, okay? Either you take on a publisher position and assume liability and therefore ban as many content as possible, or on the other side, inversely, you don't do that, right? You don't do that at all, and you say, I'm a platform, and then you can't ban anything. But again, that's all subject to interpretation. There is no guarantee that you can operate as a fucking publisher, or not a publisher, sorry, as a platform that's uniquely an entity outside of a publisher. My knowledge on this field is limited, but as far as I understand, there is no, like, this does not fucking create like a publisher platform distinction, in which case, like, the platform has to be beholden to the First Amendment when they are operating, because they cannot fucking moderate at all.
At Hasanabi, 2 months isn't much, but you've totally changed my world.
It would hurt social media and put the ball back in the court of traditional media, TV and radio, or traditional conservative strongholds. What? You literally have no evidence to claim that Trump didn't get robbed of this election? Man, that's not how this works. Okay? Like, you can't fucking make up a false claim and then put the burden on me to disprove your fucking false claim. You have to prove the false claim. And very clearly, they've lost in the court of law over and over again. The burden of evidence is on the Trump team, and they fail to meet it. You can't just make up a fucking insane, erroneous, totally fucking falsifiable claim and then be like, the burden of proof is on you now. Ha ha. Okay, how about that, brother? You're a fucking pedophile. Okay? You are, without a doubt, a pedophile. Disprove that you're a pedophile right now. You can't. Sorry, now you're a pedophile. See how that works? It doesn't work that way. It shouldn't work that way. That would be fucking psychotic. He can't because it's true. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. They just want to continue culture wars victim narrative and additionally pressure Twitter and YouTube to let them tweak rules and algorithms that benefit conservatives like Facebook has done. But they already do that. I have proof that I'm not a pedophile. Do you have proof that Biden didn't cheat the election? Get the fuck out. No, you don't. You don't have proof that you're not a pedophile. There is no way that you can prove that you're not a pedophile. I will never know. Oh, wow, he's too dumb to understand this. I will never know unless you have an accounting for every single fucking moment in your entire life. An accounting for every single fucking moment in your entire life, which is impossible. There is no way that you can fucking prove without a doubt that you are not a pedophile. That's why things don't work that way. That's why when I say you're a pedophile, the burden of proof is on my side. I have to prove that you're a pedophile, and then you can fucking show that my proof is false. But I think he doesn't get it. I literally used like the easiest way to understand this concept, and he just does not understand it. You're literally brain dead? That 100% different? Wait, what? You can't make up insane claims and then place the burden of evidence on the other party to disprove. That's not how this can work. That's not how this has ever worked. What are you guys saying in my chat currently? His name was not Fishhook. Oh, fucking bait. Okay. Also, he could be planning to act on it, but have never done so in the past. You can't read his mind. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Been a ghost follower for about 6 months now. Glad to give my sub to you, brother.
No, that's different. Pedophiles aren't election fraud. Okay. Okay. Let me use a reverse Uno card then. Donald Trump is lying about election fraud. You can't disprove it, and therefore, you're in the wrong. The burden of evidence is now on you to prove that Donald Trump actually fucking did not commit election fraud. No, you.
Bingus.
Kajimbo, dude. I just fucking reverse Uno'd the shit out of you, brother. You fucking owned, baby. You're fucking owned. You've activated my trap card. Anyway, yeah, overturn Texas, riding with Biden. Companies need to moderate or they lose all ads anyways. Chuds are brain dead.
Face.
So here's the part, here's the issue, okay? If you don't moderate your platform, first of all, that's an impossibility. There is not a single platform on this planet that has no rules whatsoever, okay? It just does not exist. Even 8chan has fucking some rules on what you can and can't say. 4chan has rules on what you can and can't say. That's why they built 8chan, and even 8chan has problems. Parler has rules on what you can and can't say, okay? But here is the reality. Gab, for example, that started off as a free speech platform, okay, had no rules originally, or claimed that they were not going to have rules, but then ended up having rules. But more importantly, if the rules were not restrictive of Nazis, then those platforms turn into Nazi-infested waters. And they just overtake it because they're cancerous. Nazis will go and congregate these platforms and turn it into a Nazi platform. So that's it. Unless you want actual white supremacist mass murderers getting together on your platform and like literally talking about how they want to murder George Soros or some shit, and then actually acting out on those urges like the Pittsburgh synagogue shooter did. He was a frequent Gab user. Unless you want your website to be full of Nazis and pedophiles, and in a lot of circumstances, Nazi pedophiles, then you have to regulate your website. That's just how it works. Okay?
I pooped.
Nice to hear. So very stupid. Anyway, top of the hour every hour. There's a 60-second ad break. I hope this was a little bit more illuminating on Section 230. This is like, there's a lot of confusion around it, of course. Now we are going to move into a different part. We're going to get into some like reaction stuff too. Some really good stuff coming in down the pipeline. I will be looking at Peter Hamby interviewing President Barack Obama, part 2 right now. But before that, I'm going to run a 60-second ad break. If you are thinking to yourself, man, I really enjoy this content. I mean, I really enjoy this content. I love this guy. This is a song guy. He's saying a lot of good ideas. He's got a lot of good ideas. And I want to support him. But I also don't want to see 60-second ads, okay? If you're saying that to yourself, all you need to do is subscribe. You can subscribe for $5 a month, which is a lot of money, by the way. Don't make no mistake. If you don't have $5 a month, these are trying times, don't fucking subscribe. Someone might even gift you in the community. But there is one way that you can subscribe for free, by yoinking an Amazon Prime account of yourself or a loved one and connecting it to your Twitch Prime. That gives you one free subscription. This way, you get access to the emotes and also no longer will see the ads at the top of the hour every hour. Here you go. Thank you, Hasanabi, for the 5 tier 1 gift subs.
President Barack Obama joined me yesterday to talk about his new memoir, A Promised Land. Here's more of our conversation. Trump did marginally better among black folks this time. I believe you won 95% of black voters. Biden only won around 80.
My wife's boyfriend said, I'll use his Twitch Prime if you read this. I read it, brother. Real section tooth hurty. It hurts my teeth, brother. Jericho talks about changes coming to Twitch live DMCA strikes. No, I don't want to watch that. Yes, I will read it. Whenever you say you won't read it, I probably do read it, but it's annoying because it like pollutes the channel. Stop fucking clogging comms.
And polls heading into the election showed that Trump actually had some marginal support among young black men in particular. Now, obviously saw some big name rappers come out for Trump. What's going on there in your mind? Why have those numbers moved a little bit?